There are two kinds of people right now: those who sense that something fundamental is shifting, and those who will figure it out later. If you're here, you're probably the first kind. This is Paradigm Shift, where disclosure, consciousness, and the new world meet. Welcome to The Shift.
Welcome to the Paradigm Shift podcast. I'm Jerry Gomez, investigative journalist, founder of Paradigm Shift, and your guide at the intersection of disclosure, consciousness, and the world that's emerging on the other side of everything we thought we knew. This is the space where we don't just report what's happening, we ask what it means, where verified fact meets assessed intelligence, where the paradigm doesn't just shift, it breaks open. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been with us throughout the Schrodinger series, you already know the box is open. Let's go. There are moments in time that carry more weight than others, not because of superstition, not because of blind belief, but because the architecture of the cosmos, the geometry of planetary movement that has been observed, documented, and mapped by every major civilization in human history, occasionally aligns in ways that amplify what we put into them. We are in one of those moments right now. Yesterday on May 14th, something significant was happening in the sky, and it's continuing to go on. Astrologers call it a Mercury Cazimi. Mercury passes through the exact heart of the sun at 23 degrees Taurus. In traditional astrology, a planet in Cazimi is said to be enlivened, clarified, and empowered. The mind lit from within by solar flare. It is one of the most potent alignments for clear communication, for stating truth, for setting intention with precision and conviction. The sun conjunct Mercury on this day sharpens the channel between thought and expression. The moon sextiling Venus, and that means that it's both relative at 60 degrees angle to each other, but that softens resistance and attracts cooperation. Look it up. It's a thing. It's a sky that says ask, and the field is listening. And on May 15th, Pluto, planet of transformation, of death and rebirth, of the deep restructuring that cannot be stopped, activates the true node of the moon, the collective destiny point. The direction of the soul of humanity is moving. Now, I know these things are kind of over my head. I looked that up, but I looked it up in reference to the work of Aurora Ray. So this is not a coincidence of timing, or if it is, it's the kind of coincidence that deserves our full attention. Two independent sources in the conscious community have flagged this same window independently from different frameworks. Aurora Ray, whose work sits at the intersection of galactic consciousness and practical spiritual guidance, named this period specifically as a point of no return. A threshold where intentions stated clearly and consciously carry extraordinary weight, not just personally, but collectively. She described the May 14 through 16 window as a moment where what you choose and what you ask for becomes written into the field in ways that persist and compound. Her work is found at galacticfederation.com, I believe. Look her up, Aurora Ray. Cobra, whose resistance movement intelligence has been a primary source for a lot of the work that I have done in the past, especially with Prepare for Change, has pointed to the same window from a different angle, confirming the energetic significance of this period within the broader liberation timeline. Two sources, different frameworks, same window. And that's a pretty good time to pay attention. Part 2, the context where we are in history. Okay, I want to anchor this intention setting in the reality of the specific moment in history, because we are not setting intentions in a vacuum. We are setting them at what may be the most significant threshold in recorded human civilization. Well, let me give you the evidence, not the interpretation, but evidence. 8 days ago, on May 8th, 2026, the Department of War, formerly known as the Pentagon, itself rebranding worth looking into in a separate episode, they launched a public portal at war.gov/UFO and released 162 declassified files on unidentified anomalous phenomena through a program called Pursue, the Presidential Unsealing and Reporting System for UAP Encounters. This president got to get his name on everything, doesn't he? 162 case files, every single one marked unresolved. And then they walked away. No press conference, no analysis, no follow-up. The files were handed to the public like evidence left on a doorstep in the middle of the night, and the people who left them were gone before you opened the door. I covered this in depth in the Schrodinger series. If you haven't read those 5 articles at narrowdimeshift.substack.com, this is your moment. They just completed yesterday on Friday and were put out just about every other day. But for now, here's the piece that matters for today. Before this release, before the portal went live, President Trump went to Truth Social and wrote these exact words. And I'm going to read you this as a primary source because primary sources matter. Quote, based on the tremendous interest shown, I will be directing the Secretary of War and other relevant departments and agencies to begin the process of identifying and releasing government files related to alien and extraterrestrial life, unidentified aerial phenomena, and unidentified flying objects, and any and all other information connected to these highly complex but extremely interesting and important matters. God bless America. End quote. Alien and extraterrestrial life. Not anomalous phenomena. Not unidentified objects. Not ambiguous bureaucratic language designed to give the intelligence community plausible deniability. Alien and extraterrestrial life. That's the sitting president of the United States using language that every intelligence agency, every defense contractor, every information management operation in the Western world has spent 80 years carefully, methodically, and institutionally avoiding. Aurora Ray said this was a significant development from her sources in Galactic Federation. She called it the point of no return, and such a marker in time that this shift is significant. We were not going to be able to look back. There's no one going back after this cat's out of the bag, so to speak. And then Cab, who's also a Galactic Federation liaison, I guess you would call him. His mother is a channeler, a contactee. He said, this is the biggest disclosure in human history. The fallout or the day after realization from this release, the tranche that was released, the 162 files, that's getting pretty decent play, but there's so much chaos going on in the world that it's sort of serving as a distraction. So I'm not here to tell you that it's definitely correct. What I will tell you is this. In 30 plus years of working inside and around the disclosure community, from my years at Prepare for Change, through the building of the platform, this platform, through every primary source, every assessed intelligence contact behind the scenes, conversations that never made it to print, I've never seen this combination of signals at the same time. It's crazy. The filing system they chose for the 162 cases is war.gov, not science, not intelligence, not transparency, not disclosure. They even changed it from aliens.gov to war. Wernher von Braun, the architect of America's space program, a man with intimate knowledge of how power sustains itself across generations, warned his colleague, Dr. Carl Rosen, in the years before his death about a sequence, a playbook. He named the cards in order: the Russians, terrorism, rogue nations, asteroids, and then last held in reserve for the moment when all other justifications had been exhausted, extraterrestrials as a manufactured threat. Now, Eisenhower warned us about the military-industrial complex. Von Braun warned us about the last card. And now we have the UAP files live at war.gov. So I want to hold both readings simultaneously because that is the discipline this moment demands. The cornered animal is the most dangerous version of itself, a control structure that is losing its grip on a narrative it has managed for 80 years, does not yield gracefully. The slow drip of 162 unresolved files released and abandoned could be the first move of something much larger, something much more coordinated, something possibly more dangerous. The architecture of war.gov tells us what department holds the last card. But the same files that could be weaponized as a threat narrative are also simultaneously an unprecedented official acknowledgement. For the first time in American history, there is a government URL, however imperfectly named, however strategically incomplete, that exists to hold this information publicly, permanently, and accessibly. The Schrödinger cat is neither dead or alive. The box is open, and we are still resolving what's inside. That is the world in which we are setting our intentions today. Eyes wide open, both possibilities held, and choosing deliberately, consciously from the most grounded place we can access. What are we building toward? Segment 3, The Bridge. Children in the Garden. In the fifth and final article of the Schrödinger series, which is live right now at narradigmshift.substack.com, I wrote about what I'm calling the children in the garden principle. Here's the essence. We could spend the rest of our lives angry at what was kept from us, cataloging the suppression, mapping the control architecture, documenting every lie. There is important and necessary work in that. But there's also another way to arrive at what's coming. Children in a garden don't carry the weight of who built the walls. They just play in what's now available. They ask questions without the burden of needing to already know the answers. They receive help without the armor of cynicism that comes from being deceived. On the other side of disclosure, the real disclosure, not the managed version, there are technologies that have been suppressed for decades that could transform healing, energy, transportation, agriculture, and the basic material conditions of human life on the planet. There is knowledge about our place in the larger cosmic community that could reframe every question about meaning, purpose, and identity that humanity has struggled with across civilizations. We don't have to arrive at that threshold as wounded adults defending against the next deception. We can arrive as children, curious, open, ready to build something. And that's the energy I'm bringing to this window. That's the energy I'm inviting you to bring with you. And what brings me to what this episode is really about. Section 4, the intention space. In a moment, I'm going to do something I consider very important, and I'm going to follow the lead, practice what we preach. We're going to speak our intentions out loud. Into the record, into the field, under the Mercury Cazimi sky, during a window that Aurora Ray named as a point of no return. with Cobra's confirmation echoing in the background, and with 162 unresolved UAP files sitting on a government server as evidence that the world we are building toward is not fantasy. It's already here. It's just not evenly distributed yet. What's going to follow is personal, and it will be specific, and it's going to be different. So that's a good kind of change. That unfamiliarity is the paradigm shifting in real time. I do want to lead by example. So Aurora Ray's guidance for this window is simple. Be specific, be present, speak as if what you're asking for is already in motion, because in the field, it is. The universe doesn't respond to vague wishes. It responds to clear signal. So here is my clear signal. Universe, today I clearly state my intentions. I am the creator of my reality. I am happy. I am wealthy. I am healthy. I am loved. I am a writer. I am the creator of Paradigm Shift, a vital healing tool for humanity. I am a healer. I am a discoverer. I am a way shower. This platform grows because it is needed in this time. I am thankful for my friends and subscribers who create a new community and purpose. I am on the board of Nova Gaia Foundation. I am a former board member and friend to Prepare for Change. I am active with the Ada Foundation. I am on the executive committee for the LA Chamber of Commerce's new initiatives. I am the liaison for my friends in Malawi, Africa. I am the partner of a new wellness protocol that's living the life. I am vital to creating new earth paradigms. I'm creating new health protocols. I am compensated well for my roles. I am rich in experience and opportunity. My pathway continues to open for me. I am a husband and a father. I am loved and give love freely. I am a son and a brother. I am an energy boost to people around me. My goals are planetary liberation and human empowerment. By working toward these goals, I am provided for, protected, and cared for. My abundance is unlimited. My humility is kept in balance. I reach my goals and provide safety, security, and abundance to my family. I share my experiences freely and give to those in need. So be it. Cool. So now I want to give this, turn this back to you, because this window doesn't belong to me. It belongs to everyone who has eyes to see it. The Mercury Cazimi doesn't care whether you have a platform or a podcast or a following. The field doesn't weigh your intentions by your subscriber count. What it responds to is clarity and sincerity. And you have both of those regardless of where you are in your journey. So here's my invitation. In the next 48 hours before this window closes on May 16, write your intentions down. Speak them out loud if you can. Not wishes, not vague hopes, specific. Present tense, grounded statements of what you're building, what you're asking for, and what you're committing to. And if you feel moved, share them. Leave them in comments of this episode on Substack. Let the community witness them with you. There is power in stated intention, and there's more power in a witnessed one. And we are at the point of no return. The question isn't whether the world is changing. That question has been answered. The question is what we're choosing to build in the space that's opening up. Children in the garden don't wait for permission. They just start building. This has been the Paradigm Shift Podcast. I'm Jerry. If today's episode moved something in you, share it. The people in your life who have eyes to see it are waiting for exactly this kind of signal. And the full Schrodinger series, 5 articles, including Children in the Garden, is live and free to read at paradigmshift.substack.com. Paid subscribers get access to everything we're building, including what's coming next. Go look at those files, the 162 that are at war.gov/UFO. The intentions you set in this window, they matter. You matter. Until next time, stay curious, stay grounded, and keep your eyes open. The shift is not coming. It's here.
There are two kinds of people right now. Those who sense that something fundamental is shifting, and those who will figure it out later. If you're here, you're probably the first kind. This is Paradigm Shift, where disclosure, consciousness, and the new world meet. Welcome to The Shift.